Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this LED strip light connector set. So if you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So this connector set is made to work with 50/50 LED light strips that are, I think they're 1 centimeter wide or 10 millimeters wide. And there's lots of different kits out there. I picked this one because it came with a variety of things. I don't know if it's going to have everything I need, so I may need to order more stuff, but I wanted something to start with, so as I'm planning things out I know what tools I have to work with. So here's a picture of everything it came with, and I was looking through my current plans and I could have potentially used some more of these tees, but I think I have it planned out where I can just use the two that it came with. And certainly I could try and plan it out the best I can with this diagram, but it's nice to hold these things in your hand sometimes. So this is the LED strip I'm going to be using. I did a previous video on this, and I'll put a link in the description to it. This is a Micom LAN. This is, I think, the 50-foot LED strip. So it has these little tabs on here, and I could solder to these, but these just look cleaner. So if you need to turn a corner, what you can do is you cut on this line here, and then you clamp them down into these connectors, and it gives you a really nice clean look. Let's see if I can kind of go through everything here. So this is a user manual here, so I'll see if I can find the parts. So the first is the 4-pin male-to-male connector, and that is this. So that matches up with the pins here, and that looks like it would insert into the controller here, like so. So I don't know the specific use case of all of these, and that's one reason I got this, so I can play around with it a little bit. Next we have L-shaped connectors, and those are here. That's pretty straightforward. That's to turn a corner. And these don't have adhesive on them. So the LED strip does have adhesive on the back. So I'm guessing the adhesive here is enough to hold the corner up because you're going to be supporting it on both sides. If not, you could put some double-sided tape back here. And we have the T connectors. Those are here. So the T connectors have their own strip here, so you could flex these. So depending on your project, if you needed some flex at the T area, you have that here. This does not, although the strip itself would bend. We have gapless connectors, so those are here. So if you were to cut the tape, you could put this in and it would be gapless, so it would be like you never cut it. Mounting clips, so those are here. So there's a bag of these, so you put these over your LED strips. Those are actually quite thick, so this is pretty thin strip here. So there'd be a pretty good sized gap there, which isn't necessarily a problem. I'm just pointing that out. And these are kind of rubbery. I need to take one out. If I'm showing them, I should show them. So these are kind of stretchy, rubbery here. So these could work over the LED strip that has some of them have like a rubber coating on it. So this would easily fit over that. So I'm going to be self-adhering mine to a surface. So I probably won't need these, but I'm not going to rule out using anything really. And mounting screws, which are in the bag. And those are Phillips. Yep. They're pretty small Phillips. They might be even smaller than #1 screwdriver. We have the LED strip jumper. So that has white on both sides. So I may be using these in my project. The corners that I'm going to be rounding, so I'm going to have a right angle connection. These are too small, I think. So I'll probably be using these, although these are a little large, so I may end up kind of twisting them a little bit. I got to figure out how those are going to orientate. So this gives you lots of flexibility for hooking up two different connectors. So if you had some cabinets, like kitchen cabinets, you might say drill a hole or something and use these to connect the LED light strips between two adjoining cabinets. So that's one potential use for these. Then we have the 4-pin female connectors with bare wire terminal. So those would hook in like so, I think. Well, maybe not. Those aren't plugging in very easy. I assume those plug into these. Yeah, those plug into there. So maybe these aren't really meant to be plugged into the other thing. I don't know if I can get these out now though. And we have a 2-way RGB W splitter. So that is this. So let's see if that connects up. That does. Now my power adapter comes with 2. So if it didn't, I could split it. It looks like I could also take something like this, hook it into here. Oops. Like so. And then I could have like 3 different strips. Of course, that's probably not easy to get out of there. May need pliers for that. Ah, there we go. And we have a screwdriver. Oh, so for those small screws, you have a screwdriver. Looks like this came off of it. So if you don't have another screwdriver, in a pinch, this could work. But this is probably a little small for my taste. I have some that have bigger handles on it, so I'll probably use those. self-adhesive clips here. So you have those, that's a mounting option, and these are pretty wide here. And the pry opening tool, and it came with 2 of these. So these are your typical kind of guitar pick style pry tools. You see these with a lot of like phone repair kits and such. So these could be used to open the connectors, like so. So that'll save your fingernails. So there's some tips here before you start. It has an email if you have any questions. It says it fits all 0.93 inch or 10 millimeter wide SMD 5050 RGB flexible LED strips. The connectors are not waterproof. It's for non-waterproof LED strips. And it says follow instructions to remove silicone from the strip. So if you do have strips that have silicone on them, it has instructions over here. It says all the connectors used to connect the light strip, mounting clips with screw, and self-adhesive clips are used to fix the strip light from falling off. Prying open tools for opening the connectors. It says the connectors can be able to stand up to 4 amps of current and 0 to 24 volt voltage. So these will work with 12 or 24 volt, and maybe there's other voltages, I don't know. Those are 2 I've used. So it talks about where to cut the strip, and that's marked on the strips. I'm pretty sure every strip has that. It says how to remove the waterproof glue. When you connect the waterproof light string, you need to remove the silicone. I think that means silicone though, from the light strip, leaving only the black part in the middle. So they're using a razor knife there to cut back the silicone. And here it talks about how to use the connectors. It says open the clip, slide the LED light strip into the clip underneath the 2 contact prongs. Make sure the side of the strip aligns with the plus minus of the anode, and close the wire clip. How to use the LED strip jumper and 4-pin female connectors with bare wire terminal. Open the clip from the side connector, put the LED light strip into the connector and make sure the plus and minus correctly. Snap down one side of the clip, snap down the other side of the clip. Multiple ways to use the 4-pin female connectors with bare wire terminal. Connect the LED light strip, connect the IR/RF controller, connect the splitter. It talks about using the self-adhesive strips. It says clean the surface, peel off the sticker, paste it, press for 1 to 2 seconds, tidy up your wires or LED light strip, and finish. So you'll want to clean this. Alcohol is a pretty common cleaner. I'll probably use some acetone. It's a little trickier to use. You don't want to get it on painted surfaces, but it works very well. Either one would work. Those are both flammable, alcohol and acetone. You could also potentially use like window cleaner, but I prefer alcohol or acetone. And read the directions and all the safety warnings on any cleaner you'll use. But the cleaner the surface is, the more likely your sticker will not peel off later. So how to use the mounting clips, it says put the brackets in the gap between the LEDs. So you don't want to put your brackets over the LEDs. And then put the screws on either side, and then you're done. It says easy to tack down and replace the LED light strip. So if you do use those little brackets, you can unscrew them later and remove them. And there it shows the prying tool. So I'm going to be wiring up some LED light strips. I'm not going to film the whole process. It's pretty straightforward though. You just cut, lay it in here and close it. But when I'm done, I'll show you the result and how I've used some of these products here. Okay, so I've gone through the install and I wanted to go over a couple things here. So this is the LED strip light I've been using. So what I had to do is peel back the backing on the adhesive, and I'd peel off the foam adhesive. And I'd peel that back, I don't know, about 3/8 of an inch, because it needed to be really flat to fit in here. So then it fit in these little slots. It's probably hard to see on camera, but there are little slits here that it would fit behind. And then it would go under these conductors. And I had trouble getting it under the conductors. So one thing I found, and I'm going to exaggerate this, but when I stick this in here, I would kind of go up and down like this as I was pushing, and that seemed to help it slide under those conductors. And then once I got them under there, I would snap it shut. So those were the corner pieces. Now the T pieces were the opposite problem. So I had to peel all that stuff off so I could slide it in there, but the connection wasn't great. And it was like there was not enough pressure. It just slid right in. So on those, what I did is I took some of this backing. It's like a plasticky material right here, this backing. And I put that under the contacts, and then I slid it under. One time I actually even doubled it over and slid it under there and then closed it, and that gave it enough force to press down on those and give me good contact. So these I think were fine. I used some of these too. So the things I used were these connectors to round corners. I used one of these, and I used my T connections. I didn't use these other pieces. So now let's take a look at the install. So the controller's here. The power is down here below. It goes up and this splits off, and this goes to the left. And this is under a loft bed. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but there's these aluminum pieces, and I taped the LED strips on there until it got to the corner, and then I bridged that corner with those jumper cables. So the regular corner piece wouldn't have worked there because there's no aluminum in the exact corner. So that came around here, Same thing here. Now this goes into the middle and I use the T there. So I guess I can back up a little bit here. So this is what we're looking at. So we have LED around the perimeter. It's funny on camera, these look like different colors. So I have the one T here. Now if I go to the other side, I have a T here, and then here I use that angle, just a right angle here. And I had put aluminum on the bottom of this wood. So this is actually what holds the bottom of the mattress. This is like a piece of plywood. So this holds the plywood, the mattress is on top of this, and then I use some aluminum here just to mount the strips to, instead of mounting them directly to this wood. That way if I ever want to take it off someday, I can peel the LED strips off and then unscrew this. It's held on with 5 screws, only have little holes in there. So my thoughts on this, I was pretty happy with these and these. The T's, they didn't clamp tight, I'm not sure why, but like I said, I was able to figure it out by putting those spacers in there. Now different LED strips might be different thicknesses, I'm not real sure. I think they're pretty much standard, but you know, if one is thicker, then that would contact better on those T spaces. Of course, if you had thinner ones, I think you'd have more of a problem getting them in on these because that's pretty tight in there. But it's nice having this kit here, so if I do another install, I can kind of look through and measure off these and just, you know, visualize how I want to throw a project together. And then if I need some more parts, I could probably order individual pieces because I know you can get like individual T's and things like that. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.